What is going on, guys? Oh, this lighting. Let's see if can we fix that lighting? Maybe. I don't know. Uh, so today we're going to be talking about battery maintenance. Uh, we are at the Sam's Club in Chandler, Arizona. Let's see if we can get a shot. I don't know if you can quite see Sam's Club there. It's a little hard to see, but we had I had originally intended on doing this from the casino where I was staying, and yeah, that didn't work out so well. Come this morning, the generator was starting about every 20 minutes, and I ended up having to make a last minute decision on going for new batteries, and the nearest place to get them was Sam's Club. So that's where we're at, and there wouldn't have been enough time to drive back to the casino and try to do it again. Uh, there wouldn't have been enough time to get on by happy hour. So glad that you guys are here, and we'll wait and see if we get a few more people here. But we're going to talk a little bit about what happened today. It's been a hell of a week. It's uh, Everything was going great at the casino until yesterday. I noticed the generator was starting an awful lot, and then uh, oh, I guess about 10 o'clock this morning, the generator was coming on about every 20 minutes, and I knew something was wrong. Uh, we knew the batteries were going bad on the coach, but we had originally had hoped to be in courtside by this time because I was hoping that we could snag a good deal on some Trojan batteries in courtside, and we didn't make it there in time. So thank you guys for being here. We've got our happy hour. I've got happy hour glasses. How's that? Hey, you guys can actually see the screen. There we go. Are those styling or what? Hopefully Karen is going to join us tonight because I didn't give her much notice that I was still going to do this. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it because I committed. I like doing this with you guys. I like being online and connecting with you guys. So if you're out there, say hi, and we'll shout back out at you. Hopefully you got your drinks ready. I've got my Mickey Mouse cup, and I'm doing well. I'm not too far away from the casino. I can't stay here at the Sam's Club. Lots of signs in the parking lot saying that I can't stay here, but we can have a live here. They're still open, so I'm not too worried about it. But we had a bit of a problem at the beginning of the week. We had a U joint go bad on the truck, and I wasn't too worried about that. It was making noise, but I knew that I could replace it. I just needed some place where I could do it. It took me about 2 hours and got that all replaced. And I thought that that would be the end of my repairs for the week. And no, it was not. But I didn't make a video of that because honestly, I had to go out and look up a video just to make sure that I knew where everything was and what I was going to have to do. So there are some great videos out there for just about anything that you want to repair in this world. And I just went after one of those myself, and I used YouTube just like anybody else to try to figure out how to fix some of this stuff. So, but we got that U joint taken care of, and I thought it was going to be an easy week, but then today I was actually planning on doing this at the casino. They had a great place to have a live, and that didn't quite work out that way. So, can you guys hear me okay? See if we can get. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. So, I'll tell you what we've had. We had a couple of interstate batteries, and I can't do the picture on picture in this one. This is just a basic live stream, so I don't have the software going to throw up pictures. But we had four interstate golf cart batteries. Um, they have been in since 2013. Um, so they lasted really well for us, I think. We got about 6 years out of them, and at least two of those years were years that I didn't know what the old owners had done with those batteries. So, honestly, to make it the 3, 4 years that we did on those batteries, I thought was pretty good. But one of the things that we run into, and so many people neglect, are their batteries. And you talk to any of the old timers, they'll tell you you've got to keep up on the water in your batteries, and that I typically keep. Uh, oh, what is the distilled water? The mineral free distilled water. I usually keep a gallon jug of that in the battery bay, and I about every month I'll pull those battery caps off and just check them. And it's not hard. It takes me about 10 minutes, but that 10 minutes worth of work really goes a long way to saving your house batteries and making them last. And like I said, we got 6 years out of these last batteries, and I can't complain a bit. But I ended up at Sam's Club, which I had never been into a Sam's Club before. And if you've never been into a Sam's Club, but you've been into a Costco like I have, it's pretty much like Costco. I had never been in one before, but I was pleasantly surprised that everything is pretty much laid out identical to a Costco. So they had the best deal on batteries going for me, even with buying a membership, which I didn't have. Now Karen and I have a membership to Sam's Club, and we don't have a Costco membership or a Sam's Club membership because we just don't buy 20 cans of corn and 20 cans of beans. So, there's only two of us here, and there's only so much room in the coach. So it just doesn't really make sense. We do most of our shopping at Walmart, but in this case, Walmart was about $30 a battery more. And Sam's Club definitely had the deal. So even with the membership, we came down here. I read some of the reviews on it. We got Duracell 6-volt golf cart batteries, and I got those replaced for about $90 a piece. Um, so I can't complain on the price either. So who all have we got out there? If you guys, I don't know if you guys can hear me okay. One of the things that we had coming through Colorado, we met with Dan and Jen and spent a few weeks up in the high country of Colorado there. And we had some cold nights up there. And we were parked right next to Dan and Jen, and I didn't want to run the generator. Normally, we wouldn't have to run the generator at night. But there were a couple of cold nights where the furnaces were running just about all night, and it just ran the batteries down, I think, too far. And we pretty much noticed from Colorado on that We just didn't have the battery capacity that we had coming in. So I can't. My brother just texted me and he asked if I can read the chat comments. I can't read the chat comments. Hold on, let me move over here. Hold on, let me move over here. Hold on, let me move over here. Turn off the speaker. Turn off. There we go. No, I am showing disconnected from chat, and if anybody knows how to reconnect the chat for me, let me know. I'm just not. Let me see if I can. Ask Joe. Is Joe here? Joe's probably. Oh, now I got it. I refreshed the page, and now I can see it. Harry, Joe, yes, I can see you guys. Oh, yes, yes, Joe. We have Mickey. We're doing good with Mickey. I actually have to look at the same screen as you. For some reason, my live stream does not show the chat, and I don't know what that is. Joe, you're supposed to be able to tell me. So good to see you guys. I missed your comments, so if you said something earlier, I'm sorry I missed it. I'm just going to stay with the chat that we've got right here. Shelby Sweeney, cheers from Morgan Hill. Like Morgan Hill, we were there 2 years ago. Lamona, Wiener Wagon Tribe is in the house. Yes, coming through loud and clear. Good. I'm glad you guys can hear me. I still have not found my little microphone deal. So yeah, ever since then, we've had two things going on with the batteries. We had basically really low power output coming from the batteries, and real bad corrosion on the terminals, to the point where I've been pretty much going after those terminals with baking soda and water. And if you guys haven't been cleaning your battery terminals, or you see that on there, I have to admit, this is going to tell you how old I am. I was taught by my father to just pour a little Coca-Cola on the terminals. That'll get her clean. It actually does okay. But yeah, I have since learned that baking soda and water and a toothbrush, and you can get those battery terminals clean. So the other one is making sure that your water stays full on those batteries. And I can't tell you how many times I've offered to assist people out at the parks and say, well, I'm going through my batteries. When's the last time that you went through yours? And they typically say, I've never gone into my batteries. Well, let's open them up and check and see your water. And sure enough, their water levels are almost bone dry. And, if you're not going to take care of your batteries, be ready to replace them and complain an awful lot about batteries, because you're gonna ruin your batteries. But lithium is where the battery situation is at. Joe, I have to agree with you, but also disagree with you. Lithium has come a long way, and I think we're making some good headway on that. There's a few problems though that come with adding on lithium batteries onto coach like mine. Mine's a 2004. I've got an automatic generator start. I've got a Magnum inverter, and lithium's let's get past the price. The price really is killing me, but I think that the price will come down as the popularity increases with those. But the lithiums show a constant voltage. And this is good in one way, but bad in another, and I'll explain. It's good because it runs everything in the coach. It'll run everything that you need it to run, and you're not going to have any power dips. You're not going to have any problems with anything that might shut off. Our Mobley shuts off at 11.5 volts. If I make a cup of coffee right now, um, my regular batteries will draw down to about 11 volts, and then when it does that, it resets the Mobley, and I end up losing my connection. So I promise I'm not going to make coffee while we're sitting here talking, but I have done it before. So um, yeah, I have to agree. I think Magnum has got some newer stuff coming out. And it's going to be more in tune with the lithium. But on the uh, that constant power though, that 12.7 volts, all right, won't trip my standard automatic generator start. My generator start is set to come on when the power fluctuates or goes down below 12.1 volts. If the voltage isn't going down, then the generator start doesn't know to start. So that's problem number one. And yeah, they do have some battery minders out there that can handle the job. But again, now you're talking about the expense of the batteries and then some sort of electronic upgrade to the generator start so that it'll automatically start the generator at a predisposed time to make sure that the batteries stay charged. Uh, Problem number two is both my charger that comes off of my inverter that charges the house batteries when the generator is running. Um, it also senses the voltage and accordingly sends the type of charge up to 100 amps out to my batteries. But if it doesn't sense that the batteries are low, if it doesn't sense that the batteries are drawn down, then it's only going to show a float charge. Again, now we're talking about another upgrade to more electronics, and there you go. Third problem, again along the same lines, is the solar. The solar on the roof goes through an MPPT controller, and it also senses the voltage and accordingly sends the voltage to the batteries to charge the batteries. And the voltage coming from, or the charge coming from that controller, if it's not sensing that there is low voltage, it's going to not be working efficiently because now we're going to be charging at 12.7 and it's going to float charge because it thinks that the batteries are full. So there's three problems right off the bat with upgrading to lithiums. Again, I think that the price of the lithiums is going to come down, and we're going to see some big improvements on that in the coming years. Uh, but there also it's not as easy of an upgrade to do on an older coach like mine, where now you also have to consider your generator start and your charging systems for getting those batteries charged up. So that's kind of where I'm at on the lithium thing. So for me, it's just easier to come down here to Sam's Club. I paid $90 a piece. I bought 4 golf cart batteries. They're in. We've got power, and we're running back to normal again. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Joe says that he has the Magnum stuff, did the upgrade, and it's not really constant. Would love to hear more on that, Joe, honestly, because that's kind of what I'm faced with. If I'm going to upgrade everything that I've got, my inverter, my Magnum panel, they're all Magnum, and I have not really looked into that on what it would take to upgrade to that. So, Vagabond Travels from Casa Grande. You were there last week, I think. Welcome. I don't know if Karen's going to join us tonight or not. Karen, if you're out there, call me and say hi. So that's kind of where we're at. We had to replace batteries today, guys. So that's been all the fun in my life. And you joint and at the beginning of the week and batteries at the end of the week. I know that the chassis batteries also need to be replaced. That's probably coming next. Um, but you know what? We can spread this out over a couple months and do it when we get there. I am thinking about upgrading their regular chassis batteries. So their regular car batteries. I've got two of them for the chassis battery. I am thinking I can fit four more golf cart batteries in that spot where those two batteries are. And I'm thinking about putting a switching system in that would basically never leave me with never without power. And using four golf cart batteries instead of having the chassis batteries. It kind of puts a dual purpose to the batteries because I can use them for starting and I can use them for house batteries for deep cycles for the house batteries. Now the trick with that is that you can't use starting batteries for deep cycle. It tears up the batteries. It's not good for them, and you'll kill your batteries quickly. However, you can use deep cycle batteries for starting batteries, but they have lower cold cranking amps. Now, considering that I have the ability to fit four more golf cart batteries in there, I wouldn't have any problem with cold cranking amps. So I'm really leaning towards pulling those regular batteries out and putting some deep cycles in. And if I do that, I will pass that information along to you guys and let you know, and we'll just keep track and see how I do with it. It'll be an adventure for us all. So. Shelby, doing good. If you watched last week, I was going through some pain with my shoulder, with my back. About a month ago, I fell on my shoulder, and and 2 weeks ago, I was just an absolute mess, and was barely recovered by the time that we came into last Sunday for Happy Hour Live last Sunday. So thank you for asking. Yes, I am doing better. I got some pain medication. I think it's a pinched nerve, and that pinched nerve was going all the way down my arm. Um, it's when you have that, the muscles contract around that nerve and kind of hold it in place, and you're never going to get that pain to go away until you can get those muscles relaxed. I finally got the doctors to give me a little bit of pain medication so that I could sleep and let those muscles relax, and I'm back to practically normal. So I do have a follow-up appointment. Of course, you got to wait. It was about a month out. It's not until December that I actually get to go in and talk to a doctor about this and see what else they want to do with me. So, but Joe, maybe I could twist them. Folks called Dan and Jen Nevada to do a happy hour with you when they arrive here in Mickey Land. I was telling Dan and Jen they needed to do a happy hour, and we had a blast, did we not? If you guys didn't join us for those happy hours that we had Dan and Jen with us, they were so much fun. And I really thought that Dan and Jen were going to have happy hours, or they were going to do lives, and I haven't seen it yet. So I'm really looking forward to that whenever they do that. And Dan, Jen, if you guys see this video, come on, All right, you're being challenged now. Everybody wants you to go live, so they want to see you. They want to see your mug live. So let's see you guys back up there because we miss you, and hopefully we can catch you live here soon. Joe, you were headed down to Florida. Did you make it? Oh, let's see. What else have you guys got going on out there? Who else has had maintenance issues? Joe is in Orlando, listening to Mickey fireworks every night. Yes, you are. Uh, I can't remember. Oh, it was we were in LA and they had all the fire dangers there. They couldn't they couldn't do those fireworks every night. But I don't know where you're at though. It seems like the park would be hard to see those or hear those. So good for you. Shelby, your awning is kaput. Oh, don't even get me started on awnings. I've got one to do myself. Hopefully, it's not a power awning because that's the problem with ours. I'm not having problems with the power. We just had a good bonfire one night doing happy hour, and we had sparks go up onto the canopy and made I've now it looks like stars coming through the canopy of the awning fabric. So that is on our list of things that we need to fix and do is awning fabric and slide topper fabric. We had tornadoes in Kansas that tore up our slide toppers, and we had bonfires and happy hours have pretty much. I can still use the awning and it's still good for shade, but if it starts raining, you're probably going to want to go inside because it's not gonna block much rain. So, oh, you're at Thousand Trails Orlando, Joe. Good for you. I didn't make it into that park, and you can hear it from there. I'll be okay. Yeah. Uh, we stayed at Encores all around there. We were in that area for about a month and just absolutely love it. So, Shelby, you're intimidated about the replacement process on that on the fabric itself, or replacing the whole awning. I've done both, and I probably could do a video on that when we get going and doing that. It's not too bad. Yeah, make your day someday. Uh, oh, they just replaced their awning last year. You guys just got done with bearings and inspected the brakes. Nice. And there's my love. Hey, baby. I see her. Hello from Oregon. That is Miss Karen there, if you don't recognize the name up there. Yeah, I have to do the fabric slide toppers and I have to do the fabric in the awning itself. And that will be probably oh, probably next year. We've got enough on our plate for this year, and we're getting by without it for now. But I can tell you that RV Geeks did some great videos on replacing their awnings, and if you haven't seen that stuff, go and see it. Really great stuff, and you'll find that it's really not too hard to do. So. Make your day today someday. That is my bro. Where are you? You're not saying anything. Oh, there you are. That's my bro. Wait, he just packed his bearings and replaced the awning. You replace the awning or awning fabric. Sup? That's my brother. That's my bro in the house. Oh, you replaced the fabric. See, you do things and you don't even tell me, and you didn't even ask your brother for help. Oh, who else is out there? Who do we got? First of all, what has everybody got for their happy hour? I got my usual Irish coffee. Mm-mm-mm. Um, no, Shelby's asking if you have videos on that. No, he doesn't. I keep trying to tell him he needs to have a YouTube channel, and that way he could show us all how it's done. But he's too chicken. Way past happy hour. It is not past happy hour there in Orlando. But to that same end, though, been thinking about doing this an hour earlier. As you can see outside, it is dark. And can you see that? That's the store right there. So typically we stop everything and catch the sunset. So we're thinking about changing the time from 6 o'clock to sunset. And I know that's not going to work for depending on which side of the country you're at, but at least it would keep the light to where we could be outside and have enough light. And you guys might actually get to see and share the sunset with us. So um, Karen has got her white wine. Good job. Yes. Yes. Make today your someday. He's chicken. No, actually, RV Geeks has some great videos on that, Shelby. So check those out because they can also show you where to get the fabric. And sometimes people wonder, where do you start? Now I'll give you a one better. I make my own awning fabric. Gasp. So believe it or not, this guy sews. I have a sewing machine. It's down in the basement. You can ask Karen. I've done the slide toppers. I'm not afraid to get behind that sewing machine. Do not ask me to make you a shirt. Okay, but if it is related to something manly, manly. Wait, are these manly? All right. We're talking man stuff, not shirts, not pants. All right. Like seat covers and things like that. That's what we're talking. So, but yeah, and I haven't seen RV Geeks do that one, right? So maybe I'll have to do that. You got your fabric on Amazon. They sew too. Yeah, they do. Shelby, yes. See, we are right in the same boat. If you're gonna make it, why not make it yourself? All right. The nearest that I can figure is there's about $100 tacked on to each one of those awning pieces. That is that they're charging you for that sewing, and hey, that adds up to $500-600 when you go around the coach here. When I can get Karen doesn't like Karen. You like my glasses. You like my glasses. Come on, there. You're not manly. No, I like the glasses. These are my happy hour glasses. What do you think? Should I leave them on for the rest of happy hour? Joe doesn't like my glasses. Come on, these are styling. Look at that. Right? Superfly. There you go, Shelby. Thank you. Vagabond Travels, real men sew. Damn right we do. As long as it's seat covers or awning stuff, or I don't know. We can skin a deer and make jackets out of that. Maybe that I could do, but I'm not hunting at the moment, so not manly. I'm not even going to show the ones that you got from the casino. So Karen needs some of those shades darker. Yes, she does. Oh. So what is going on with you guys out there? I told you about that's as much as I can give you. I did the best deal I found on those batteries for my location out here was about 90 bucks, 89 and change. And then you have to add on for tax, obviously. Um, so had good reviews for the Duracells from other RVers. So I thought, why not? We'll go after it. Joe got his awning material there in Florida last winter. Joe, I didn't know you were in Florida last winter. We were there too. Stone, I'm not familiar with that. Not familiar with that. Next doctor appointment is at the VA Medical Hospital or Medical Center, whatever you want to call it, in Phoenix, Arizona. So I am so tired of Phoenix. I'm sorry to those people out there that are from Phoenix, but I've been here about a month, and I know Karen isn't happy. She at least you get to be around family, and that's a good thing. But I'm burnt out on Phoenix. I am so ready to get out of here. I may be making a bonsai run to Quartzsite. I don't know. I just hate leaving without my love. So I kind of feel like half a crew here, and so I'm waiting for you to get back, honey. Yeah, Joe, we really loved our time in Florida, so we're with you on that. Quartzsite. Well, we were supposed to be in Quartzsite here pretty soon. We are going to be in Quartzsite for Thanksgiving, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen now. I'm sitting here talking. I'm rubbing my shoulder because my shoulder is actually kind of hurting. So stop reminding me of that. Um, but no, we head to Quartzsite as soon as Karen gets back. And I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be. Either that or I am going to blast off to Quartzsite and maybe meet some of you guys out there that are out there. And that would sure be nice to do a live from Quartzsite. So I'm missing it. I want to be there bad. Mm. Um, so Phoenix is about 120 miles away from Quartzsite. So it's about a couple hour drive. It actually is not all that bad. So Joe live live from Q during the winter. Now that's a challenge. No, we could do it, Joe. I'm telling you, we could do it. Are you speaking of the data streams being awfully slow and so forth? Yeah, it might be a challenge, but I think we can make it happen. We had really good speed last time we were in Quartzsite, and so we'll see how that goes. But if we can't do off of our own data, we're going to go and see if we can mooch data off from the yacht club or Loves or someplace there. But we're going to make it happen. So we're dedicated to it. But, um, make your today someday. Not good service there. Quartzsite. Um, So here's the issue with Quartzsite. Quartzsite has about 300 people there during the rest of the year, except for winter when there's about 100,000 people there or more. And so they put in cell towers that do a great job, um, all the way up to 100,000 people start hitting them. And then they start getting overloaded. The bandwidth, as Joe had mentioned earlier, is not great, and we will just kind of play it by ear. So, but otherwise, no. Karen and I have had really good luck in the couple times that we've been to Quartzsite. No problems at all uploading and having service. Um, Watching our our Netflix and things like that, no problem. So Karen has grandkids, 8 grandkids running around. Good for you. There are worse things in life. Good for you. You could have had to do batteries today. You didn't do batteries today. You could have been out there helping me replace a U joint on the truck. How are we doing on time, guys? Oh, we're doing all right. What else is going on with everybody out there? I know it makes you feel kind of old when you say it that way. 8 grandkids. Holy smokes. She has 8. I have a couple. You know, I think we darn near could put a football team together. That's the other thing we haven't mentioned on here. Karen and I have been playing with the family uh, fantasy football. Are there any other fantasy football people out there? Joe says doesn't have any grandkids. He kept it covered. Good for you. Oh. So, how many people out there have RVs, and how many people have not checked their battery level? Or once you put down, when's the last time you did check your battery level? Joe, you never check yours. I know that I've heard that too many times. But you have lithiums. Yeah, you have lithiums. Now that's okay on lithiums. There's nothing to check on those, or your AGM batteries. But if you have flooded cell batteries, and those are the ones with the little caps in the top, and you're not opening those up and checking to see and make sure that they have water in them, you're wrong. Make today gel batteries. Good job. Gel batteries are typically, well, they're about $100 more, I think. Not quite. Maybe 70, $80 more. And I don't know. Yeah, I think if I had more time to think about it or shop around, I might have gone that route. But we had such good luck with the flooded cells that we had that I really can't complain. Um, and if you are like I was before these, if you are using the 12 volt um, interstate batteries that come on so many new coaches out there, um, I highly recommend looking into replacing those with golf cart batteries. There's a reason why so many people have done that, and I can tell you out of the last 4 years using them myself, They are just phenomenally better. So, Irish coffee, yes, Shelby. What I didn't catch what yours was though. 150 bucks, 100 amp hour each. Have 4 6 volts. Okay. So that, yeah, 150. That's not bad actually. I think the lowest I've seen when I was just looking today was about 179. So, oh, the secret ingredient tonight is early times. Normally, it is whatever whiskey I've got sitting over here on the shelf beside me, but uh, that can be any random thing, really. My Irish coffee isn't really Irish, it's more like Kentucky coffee or Tennessee coffee, but Irish coffee, everybody knows. Yeah, flooded batteries. Now you think they're better than the AGM batteries there, Joe? Joe says flooded uh, are better than just okay, if and only if you take care of them, distilled water and equalize periodically, and they can last 5 to 6 years. Yeah, and Joe, I don't have a way to equalize mine, so I don't know exactly what the process is for doing that. I can tell you that I just made sure that I tried not to fall below 50% charge, and that really does take a an auto generator start, or you really got to pay attention so that you don't kill your batteries. Because every time that you drop those batteries down and deplete those batteries, you're losing 5 to 10% of your battery life just right there. So you got to be you do have to stay up on the maintenance, but yeah, 7 years out of the last set of batteries for Make Your Today Your Someday. Yeah, 6 years on these. I'm assuming all I can do is go by the date that's on the batteries. The batteries that I had were in the coach when I first got it, and I couldn't tell you. So past that, how the previous owners took care of them, if they kept on, I just know that I did. And they were interstates, which I've heard a lot of people complaining about. People don't typically like the interstate batteries. They did a great job for me. Maybe it was because I was taking care of mine. I don't know. So, Joe, what else are you doing out there in Florida? You heading over to? You're going to go over to Disney World, I assume, but to take in any more of that. I have to tell you, one of the fun things that we did was getting over to Cape Canaveral and catching a launch over there. Now, you folks in Florida, if you don't already have it, let me see if I can look it up. The app that I've got, there's an app for your phone that does a great job of letting you know when the launches are going to be. And you actually get notifications. And let's see if I can find it here. It has, and I actually enjoy it so much that I don't, let's see if I can hold it up here so you guys can see it. It is called Space Launch Now, and I've got an Android phone. So let's see if we can, and oh, there you go. That's the next one that's coming up. And Space Launch Now. So if you're interested and in getting over to Canaveral and and seeing a launch over there. There's two recommendations I have for that. Is that app that will keep you in tune with when the launches are happening. Um, the other one, and Karen can remind me if I get it wrong. I believe it's called Playa Linda Beach, and Playa Linda Beach is probably the best place to go. And you can spend some time on the beach while you're waiting for the launch, and um, and B, you're about as close as you're going to get. I think we were within 2 miles of the launch when we went and saw that, and definitely for us was a bucket list item, and loved doing that. So, um, Joe, the computer guy, went to a watch party for the RVers show this morning with Curtis from our village. You know what? How was that show? Because I have not looked it up. I did not. There was some watch parties going on, but they were not anywhere near me, and so I didn't get to catch that. Um, Joe, also, I have a NASA app and a friend in Melbourne, so waiting for the next launch to head over there. Waiting for Dan and Jen. Well, hopefully that you can meet up with them. Are you waiting for them to catch a launch, or are you waiting to meet up with them and go over and catch it? And Shelby Sweeney asked Joe, the computer guy, what's the link to your site? Yeah, if you guys have sites out there, don't be afraid to advertise them, put them on here. We actually like going and seeing your guys' sites and channels. So make sure that if you do have a channel, don't be afraid to shout it out there, and we'll shout it out for you because we enjoy connecting with you guys as much as you connect with us. So it works both ways. Oh, you're waiting for them to arrive in Orlando. Meet in person should be. They are a lot of fun, and yeah, you you'll enjoy them. They are a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun. Really love those guys. So miss them, and we were off by a year for traveling around Florida, but no, it'd be good for you guys to meet up over there. Joe doesn't have a site. He keeps a low profile. Now, Joe, are you like me? Do you not do the Facebook thing at all? I don't either. I know the government is watching me enough as it is. I don't want them to watch me anymore. Shelby, you're going to Baja. Good for you. We are going to be um, very early January. We are going to be in Palm Springs. If we, all of our schedules are kind of messed up right now with Karen gone. So we are looking at possibly, I know Karen wants to get out to San Diego, and so we're going to try to make that happen. But between going back over to Quartzsite, I have my brother. I believe he's going to come out and visit with us in Quartzsite, and we're looking forward to the Big Ten event out there. And so it probably won't be until February. So you're probably already going to be down in Baja by then. Joe says he's big on Facebook, but only true friends. Ah, yeah, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, Pio Pico, and I've never been there. So if you have any advice or recommendations, definitely shout it out. That's for thousand TT stands for Thousand Trails, Pio Pico, and we have not been down there yet. It's one of the reasons why we want to get down there. Very few. Yeah, we do okay with no hood. Shelby is saying that very few sewer hookups. A lot of the TTs are like that. They'll always have water and power, but not always have a sewer hookup. And it's a minor inconvenience generally for us. All the parks have dump stations, and so you just have to kind of mind your P's and Q's as far as your water use and so forth. Some people have the blue boys that they drag over and dump so they can dump their gray tanks, but we don't do that. And if we are conservative in our water usage, we're going to be full by the end of our stay at any of those. But we generally make it to where we just need to dump on the way out. You're going now. You're going close to the Tecate Mexico border crossing, and I think I know where that is. I think that's is that around uh, Calexico? I'm going off of memory now, but oh, yeah, probably the closest to San Diego that we've experienced so far. Yeah, we have not been over to San Diego. Want to get over there and experience that and enjoy that. And I don't know if I'm daring enough to, and I don't know if Karen is daring enough to go down into Tijuana. Um, you hear too many stories about Tijuana, so we may pass on that. But I would like to see at least see the wall and and maybe see some of San Diego and what they have there. So that'd be a fun trip. Joe, I've had my fill of California and I haven't been there in a year. So I'm with you. All you people in California, I don't know how you do it, honestly. And that includes my brother. I've been telling you to get out of there for years now. I have great love for Northern California. I have very little love for the whole bottom half of the state, just about. The Sierra Nevadas are nice. It's that whole like LA, San Francisco thing. Crossing will send you into Mexico wine country, very different from the Tijuana area. That sounds really interesting, Shelby. You've piqued my curiosity because we love that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to have to look that up and check it out. Joe says it's so expensive too. Yeah, that's because they can't tax people enough to pay for all their programs. So I don't know. Don't you people know what you're paying in taxes? You've got your income tax and your property tax and the state tax and the sales tax and the gas tax. And if they can figure out where to fit a tax in, they've done it. And I I I just cringe. Well, I will say though, Joe, and back me up on this, anybody who cares, the alcohol is the cheapest in California of any place that I know. And is there a reason for this? You Californians, are they trying to make sure you have plenty of alcohol? And why do you think this would be? All right. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying. Yes, the gas tax alone is insane. It's at least $1 more than just driving over into Arizona. Yeah, it is. We used to drive down from Oregon to go into California to buy alcohol because it was so cheap. It was much cheaper than Oregon, to the point where it made sense to make a trip down to California to buy it. But in further thought to that, um, yeah, I think they're trying to keep you nice and liquored up so that you won't leave and everything seems a little bit better, right? Karen says we are thinking about the harvest host. We are. We haven't done any of the harvest host. If there's people out there that have done the harvest host, we've heard really good things about that harvest host. So hopefully, in maybe for next year, we'll make that something to look into and do. So. My brother is offering booze to anybody who wants to go to his house. So if you'd like his address, here, let me look it up real quick and I'll put it out there. Now, see, you could afford to do, to pay for everybody's booze down in California. They realize anybody that's going down there is going to be paying the taxes. So really, it doesn't matter whether you're a resident of California or not. You still get the great deal on alcohol, just so you won't notice. Yeah. Yeah, Joe, they're offering steep discounts to U-Haul trucks from Texas to California. There are so many people moving out of California. They had signs on all the U-Haul stores. Um, they they have drivers that drive those, uh, and they are spending so much money driving trucks back into California that it's a crisis for U-Haul. And if you want to get a U-Haul truck to go to California, you can probably get a really great deal on it right now. But I read some news on that, and I've heard a little bit about that. So, Shelby, you've been our experience at LA Cito in the Valle de Guadalupe was lovely. They were friendly and welcoming. We're going to look into that. You really have piqued my interest on that. Karen and I are all about doing that stuff. So we're definitely going to be looking it up. And just so you guys know, we actually go back over the lives. We like remembering who you are, and because we're a small group, and thankfully and hopefully it'll stay that way. But it's fun knowing you guys and connecting with you. So we really love to do it, and this is our chance to kind of connect with you on a personal level. We really enjoy it. So. Joe says there's lots of discounts out there for Harvest Host. We are definitely going to look into it. I don't think it's all that expensive though, so we're probably going to be just fine going ahead and doing it. What'll get expensive though is buying the bottles of wine, because I am a sucker for wine. And bring me into a winery, and I have really I love really good wine, and that's my Achilles heel, because it generally is going to run me about $60 at least for a bottle of wine. And Karen cringes, and I cringe later, but it tastes so good. So, guys, I think this is going to wrap it up. We are 64 minutes in. Time goes so fast. I actually can't stay here at this Sam's Club. So if I stay here any longer, they're probably going to come knock on the door and let me know that I can't stay here. There's a casino. It's I've been to it once, not too far away. It's only a few miles away, and I'm going to head over there. But knowing, and it's called Wild Horse. I was there 2 weeks ago. The spaces are really tight, and I really didn't want to mess with trying to get over there and still getting the happy hour in. So we're going to say goodnight, and we will see you guys next week. I really and Joe says $10 bottle of wine. You know what? We do box wine. So I am from boxed wine all the way up to the really expensive wine. As long as it's good wine, I like it all. So but we're going to say goodnight to all you guys. It is, I really enjoy, Karen and I both really enjoy connecting with you guys. And we will see you next week. I believe that we're going to be at Monte Vista. Actually, I say we because Karen, you're supposed to be here. But Monte Vista Resort, and I'm going to actually try to do a review of that resort. This will be my third time staying there, or fourth time, and really enjoy that resort. Mesa, Arizona, um, and hopefully we'll have that out there before next Sunday. But good night, everybody, and Mark, cheers. Joe, you have a good night. If you run into Dan and Jen, kick them in the ass for me and tell them get on live. We want to see you guys. So, uh, my brother, we'll see you next week, hopefully. Uh, Here, I won't see you in person until January. So, um, I don't think my daughter made it tonight, or if she's in the background being quiet. Uh, I'm glad that you came by. I'm glad that everybody came by. Shelby, you have a good night. Joe, have a good night. We will see you all guys all next week. See you later, everybody. Oh, wait. Here. Just there. All right. How's that? Is that nightmare fuel or what? Good night, everybody.